It is Friday. It is weather for Weather Geeks time on this very autumnal Friday afternoon. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're enjoying a relatively cloudy day. It's a good day for a nap. Not much else, though. It's about a month ahead of schedule, even 6 weeks ahead of schedule in terms of the temperatures this afternoon. And a lot of clouds around. I'm recording this just before 2 p.m., and it's only 61 here in Youngstown. And boy, it's hard to find a break in the clouds anywhere in Ohio or western Pennsylvania. There's a couple of breaks up here over Lake Erie, but this is a really kind of a sucked-in day. Look how extensive the cloud cover is across the eastern two-thirds of the country. While that data loads, you can check out the temperatures. It's cool in many, many places. It's also pretty cloudy all the way from the front range of the Rockies, where it's no higher than about 38 right now in Denver, to about the spine of the Appalachians. That's how extensive the cloud cover is this afternoon. So it's a map that I'm going to be showing you 6 weeks from now, and we'll think it's typical, but it's far from typical for mid-September. It's still summer, after all. And in Iowa today, we've got light rain and drizzle and temperatures in the mid-40s. Ugh. So, could be worse. We could live in Davenport, Iowa, where it feels like November rather than mid-September. All of this cool air continues to plow south and east out of the front range of the Rockies, the plains, the prairies of Canada, and it's extending all the way down into Texas now. Dallas is in the 60s with some light rain this afternoon after reaching the 90s yesterday. And summer's still hanging on down along the Gulf Coast this afternoon. Again, real easy to pick out where our front is today. Extensive cloud cover, extensive cold temperatures in this zone right here. And then this is the only warm spot, southern Texas, the Gulf Coast, up into the Carolinas. But even there, it's going to cool off as we head into the upcoming weekend. Well, speaking of the weekend, we have the weekend coming up and want to talk about what's going to happen weather-wise as we head into the weekend. We're going to start things off with tonight, and if you're going to a high school football game tonight, I do think they're going to be dry. Now, we've had this little pesky nuisance drizzle on a few occasions since last evening, and I guess I can't rule out that some of that tries to hang on into parts of this evening, but I don't think it'll be a real big deal. It's probably going to be out of here for high school football, at least we hope so anyway. And it looks like my newest models are not coming in, so we'll look at an older version of things here. The older version of the NAM starting this evening, showing mostly dry weather, again, maybe a little drizzle. But look out to the west. Here's some shower activity. Some of this is going to try to come east as we head into our weekend. Here's first thing Saturday morning. That band of showers, the main band anyway, getting up into Michigan. There's going to be a separate band of rain that tries to develop along the spine of the Appalachians and heads north. Now, I've been telling you all along this week that here in Youngstown, we're going to be kind of in between these two features for a lot of Saturday. So while I do think there's a couple of showers around Saturday morning, and your best chance of seeing some steady rain for a while is going to be over in the I-79 corridor, I do think that most of this blob of rain to the north is going to stay to the north. This blob of rain stays to our east. We get a couple of showers morning and midday tomorrow, and then we dry things out. As we go through the afternoon, clouds are going to hang tough, and yes, it's going to be chilly once again. So that's the story for Saturday. That system moves away, and here's a look at Sunday. Sunday's a better day. High pressure is building through the Great Lakes on Sunday. Browns have their home opener against New Orleans. Looks like a beautiful day up there, albeit, again, pretty cool. And maybe I hesitate to even call it beautiful because at least the first half of the day may be kind of cloudy, but the afternoon should turn fairly sunny underneath that dome of high pressure. So we head into next week. We've been seeing what the model trends have been on this next little front swinging in late in the day on Monday. I think most of Monday's fine, but late in the day Monday, there might be a shower or two. That'll be late Monday into Monday night with this next little feature, and this feature has a reinforcing shot of cool air behind it. So while we might get up to about 70 or so on Monday, all of a sudden 70 sounds warm. Funny how things have changed. Behind this, we're going to be back in the 60s for a few days, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday of next week. But it looks like a largely uneventful week. This is a pretty ho-hum pattern aside from the abnormal chill. Here's a look at the 16-day temperature outlook on the GFS Ensemble model. And the temperatures are over here on the left. This takes us out through September 27th. This is just a model, so don't take these numbers verbatim. They're not going to be exactly right, but we can certainly eye the trends here. We get up to about 70, it looks like maybe Sunday, but certainly Monday we've got a pretty good chance. Then a 3 or 4 day cool down behind that, and then as we head towards the last 10 days of September, the models have been hinting at more consistent seasonable temperatures. Now, you'll notice the GFS does trend us back into the 60s around the 24th through the 27th. I'm not sure if I buy that just yet, but I do think it has a better chance of being close to average last 10 days of the month than the next week. The next week, it's pretty much in the bag that it's going to be cooler than average. Well, what about October? Well, we're a third of the way, a little more than a third of the way through September, so it's not really all that early to be talking about mid, or I should say early to mid-autumn trends across the valley. And the latest climate forecast system model has a lot of warmth, or near normal or above normal temperatures, I should say. Not a lot of below normal temperatures for October, with the highest concentrations of warmth along the west coast again, and perhaps up in the northeast. So if this were to be right, October should pan out to be a pretty typical one in terms of the temperature, in terms of precipitation. Also, not a lot of signals either way here. It's painting a pretty average precipitation picture, maybe a little drier than average out along the East Coast. So, there's not a lot of strong signals in the precipitation department right now for October, but based on the last week's worth of runs of this climate forecast system model, right now the trends are for a perhaps slightly warmer than average October, which would be nice after what's probably going to end up being a cooler than average September. So, a little preview of next month for you. I hope you have a great weekend. Sorry about the weather not being fantastic, but I think Sunday's going to be a pretty nice day. In the meantime, thank you for watching Weather for Weather Geeks. I'll see you back here on Monday, and you can check out my forecast tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11.